What's up, ladies and gentlemen? How you guys doing? It's your boy DJ Epps out of Miami, Florida, with your daily vlog. Let these motherfuckers know. Of course, we're gonna let you guys know what's going on, man. Excuse me, I'm not in the red room. I'm not in the office. I'm out and about. Matter of fact, I came to visit my mom. Yeah, man. Had to come visit my mom. I always visit my mom, but this time around, I had to come sit down and talk to her and just catch up with her with certain things about life because sometimes you got to do that. How many of you guys are still in touch with your parents? um, you know what I mean? How many you guys talk to your parents? How many of you guys kick it with your actual parents? Some of you guys may just have your mom in your life. You know what I mean? Some of you guys may just have Kashmir, what's up, man? Salute. Um, some of y'all just may have your dad in your life. You may have both. Um, me, I grew up, you know, um, with just my mom. You know what I mean? Me and her, we held it down as long as we can till this day. So today, we just find ourselves talking about things, that's been going on in the world. And, you know, we talked about her parents, my grandparents, who is not with us today. We was talking about a lot of things. You know what I mean? I had to try to reminisce on how I was being um, taken care of through my grandparents while she was out, grinding, working, making sure she get ready to move from New York City to Miami. Um, Definitely would check up on that for sure. Um, so yeah, we was going through those things and talking about that, man. How many of you guys still have your grandparents in your life? Grandparents are very important. Unfortunately for me, all my grandparents are gone, but they were so supportive. I do remember the love they had for me, um, and I, not just because I'm their grandchild, but I think I was the only grandson. All my cousins was all girls. So the love that I would get from my grandparents was absolutely, you know, overwhelming. I remember that. How many of you guys still in touch with your grandparents? Is your grandparents still around? Um, Shoot, I know I'm turning 50, so I know some grandparents are not around, and if they are, oh man, they reaching that time where you may have to go visit them at the hospital. Um, you know, you may have to go bathe them. You may have to go deal with the doctors and nurse that probably are annoyed, what I mean, by their job. Because we could all know how, as you get older, certain people tend to, um, certain parents, grandparents tend to get a little annoyed, loud, forget things, that memory loss. And nurses and doctors, I commend you, you know what I mean? Because you guys could go through it. They're in spirit only. Vern, yeah, definitely, definitely. My grandparents are definitely in spirit. Um, you know, my grandfather, when he passed away, he was in the hospital, but I didn't get enough time to go say, run up to New York City and go say goodbye before he passed away. Something I regret because he was always there for me. He taught me my timetables. He taught me a lot of things, man. But my grandmother, I got a chance to run to New York and go visit her in the hospital. And once I walked in the room, she had this only glow, this smile, like as if like she really wanted to see me, and she before she goes away, because it's like she knew she was about to go. She had, you know, she knew it was her time. So once I came through the door, she had this only smile. She was happy to see her grandchild come see her before she goes away. And even when I was leaving, which I didn't want to do, even when I was leaving, I had to catch the plane back to Miami. As I'm leaving the hospital, I'm closing the door and I'm watching her for the last. It's like she knew. She looked at me. She stared at me with this smile, like, "Yo, my grandson came to see me before I go." And it's like she knew that that was going to be the last time we ever see each other. Me, I was a little young, but I was still not understanding that was going to be my last time to see her. So yeah, man, I was reflecting here with Mom Dukes, and she, of course, she's like, "Yo, I'm 69, but I'm still young in heart. So, but when it's time, you know, prepare to get ready to take care of me. You know what I mean? You're gonna have to bathe me and all that stuff." DJ Blast, what's up, my boy? Appreciate you. Um, we're just talking about our future. You know what I mean? I never got to explain and talk to my mom about what I went through in the pandemic as an individual, as her son. Like she had an idea, she understood some things happened, she understand what I went through, but I never like replayed the whole entire story till today. And she was kind of shocked, but she understood why we live in a time where we have to clean house. And when I say clean house, sometimes you just gotta get rid of certain friends, certain people. Me, I did that. I also cold turkey stopped smoking, stopped drinking. I wasn't addicted or nothing. I mean, we have our blunts here and there. I would have a sip of Hennessy here and there at my parties, but I wasn't an alcoholic. I wasn't a drug addict. I wasn't, you know, you know, I wasn't that guy. But I learned to cold turkey get rid of it. You know what I mean? And I was explaining to her what made me get rid of it. You know what I mean? Why I got rid of it, how I got rid of it. And she never knew the story, so I had to sit down and talk to her about that. You renovated the house. Sometimes you got to do that. You know what I mean? And I talked about that recently on one of my posts that sometimes you got to be careful who you let in your house because now you done let some type of bad spirit in your house, some type of bad juju, as you Latinos will call it, Santeria in your crib, and you don't even know that you let that into your house. So that's when you have to really clean house. That's where you have to pull out the sage. That's where you have to go say a couple of prayers and stuff like that. Um, so I had the pleasure of telling my mom exactly what I went through, and as we all went through things. You know what I mean? Energy travels. Yes, Wendy, how you doing? Energy travels definitely. So you know, I'm not the type of person. I wasn't the type of person to understand that energy stuff like that. You know what I mean? Because you know, I'm a DJ. I go out and have fun and help people and play music and this and that. But never really realize that on the other side of your life, sometimes you have to look, watch out, get signals of things that's not meant for you, bad things for you, bad people. You know what I mean? Law of attraction. Yes. 50. We had to talk about 50 Cent yesterday. The way he is for me is acceptable because he knows the certain type of people that disrespected him, talked bad about him, did certain things about him. You know what I mean? So I can understand why he's like that till this day. So when I went through what I went through in the pandemic, you know, a lot of people tend to judge me, and a lot of those people was, you know, could be close friends, could be relatives too. You know what I mean? Um, they never took time out to be like, your Epps, how's your health? How's your mental health? Beetle, what's up, my boy? Beetle, that's my brother-in-law. Like, you know, when I was going through what I was going through, he was one of them that was just right there having talks with me about life. He's older than me, you know what I mean? So I'm pretty sure he went through some things, so he understood what I was going through. You know what I mean? You know, of course, you know, I understand he had to stay mutual with everything, but he understood where I was coming from. And once I had to like figure out what I went through, how I went through it, it was all about making sure I get through it. You got to end up on the other side and make sure you get through it. And, you know, we said this plenty of time. The pandemic was designed to really destroy your mind, family, friends. Pandemic was out there to destroy a lot of things, but it's all about how you come out that pandemic as well. That was the most important part. And yeah, I think I came out awesome. I learned how to move in these streets better. I learned how to, you know, like I said, get rid of weed drinking. I didn't drink. I don't do smoke no more. I learned how to, you know, get rid of certain friends and families and associates, keep them away from me. So, you know, I had that talk with moms, and you know, sometimes you have to come back over here to your old bedroom, you know what I mean, and reminisce how you grew up. You know what I mean? You have to reminisce, you know, what you went through as a young one. You know what I mean? You have to soak it in, remember the bed, remember, you know, the light switch, the sneaking out. You know what I mean? You have to remember, you know, I remember the times, you know, not only my wife, but sneaking women in here, you know, having my little fun, you know? So, you know, all of that had to soak in right quick as I came here to my mom's house. Yes, I'm in Florida. I always been in Florida. I live in Fort Lauderdale, but my home was in Miami, Kendall to be exact. You know what I mean? And I'm you know, you I tend to look back and be like, damn, you know what? I didn't go through no gangster stuff. I didn't go through no bad grimy stuff. Yeah, I got arrested for a nickel bag of weed, whatever. You know what I mean? But I wasn't that bad kid. My life was good. My life was great. You know what I mean? Promoters took care of me. They protected me. You know, so I have to appreciate how I was raised, how I was brought up through my mom's lens and her views and her ways. You know what I mean? And learn how to pass that on to my daughter and my son. Like, morals is everything. Gotta have morals. Gotta have respect. You know what I mean? And if you have kids, you know, you got to show them that, because this world we live in, like, I'm feeling absolutely bad that the world is in shambles, and our kids is gonna have to deal with this crap that we're going through right now. Like, so yeah, you know, uh, that's what I'm going through. So, you know, big shout to moms. Big shout to everybody in the building too, man. DJ Oz was popping, man. Appreciate you hanging out with me last night for my new music at 10. Hit my DM up, man. Let's figure it out. Whatever you need to talk about, let's figure it out. Dirty Vegas in the building. Cashmere, what's up, man? You know what's up. I appreciate you last night as well. Yo, hope you knocked that show down in Brooklyn. Yeah, man. I'm in Miami. DJ Blast, appreciate that. Yeah, man. Hey, man, I appreciate that. Sometimes I do need to talk, and that goes for everybody. Stop keeping stuff inside. Let it out sometimes. Talk, talk, talk to a therapist. Talk to a good friend. DJ Blast, it's my guy. Sure, I wouldn't mind calling him just to just talk about DJ life and anything, because he's a good guy. I know he's a good guy. He means well. If he needs help with his battles, whatever, mixtapes, whatever, I'm there. He knows I'm there. Nerve DJ's in the building. What's up? Southeast. What's good? Appreciate the love. So, yeah, man. If you need to talk, talk. Talk. It's always good to talk. All right? Therapy is my best advice. They don't judge you. They're right there to hang with you and talk to you and give you the best advice that they can. Yes, because you don't want to crash out. Ricky the Twin was popping. Thank you for hanging out yesterday. Yeah, you don't want to crash out. You don't want to crash out. All right. Technical over there in London. What's up, my boy? My Oculus. You know what I mean? That's my guy right there. That's my boy. Um, and it's funny that me and technical haven't met personally, but you know, through the VR, through the Oculus, I felt like I'd known him for a long time, and he helped me out with some things, musical wise or technical wise with the VR, and I could tell and feel his energy through the VR. Oh yeah, yo, you could tell, you could feel that gut feeling about somebody. That person is a good person, or he could be a vagabond. That's what we say in Creole and in our Haitian slang. A vagabond mean a bad person. You know somebody, that gut feeling. You know what I mean? So yeah, technical, my boy, what's up, man? We got to get up, catch up, word up. Um, so that leads to what I wanted to talk about with drugs and alcohol. Like, guys, I'm not too sure how old you are, who's watching, you know, but I'm not gonna sit here and just tell you like, stop smoking weed. If you want to smoke a little weed, there's no problem with that. I really don't think there's no problem. I'm glad that these days weed is not a problem. I mean, back in the days, you remember you used to hide from your parents or you used to hide from the cops. I mean, you used to. Now it's just like you can smoke weed wherever, man. And but the bad thing about me stop smoking weed was the fentanyl stuff. You just don't know what's in what nowadays. That was one of the reasons why I stopped smoking weed. So I know Blast, you probably smoking 10 right now. Yes, I know. But drugs and alcohol, it's a no for me because I'm still a figure. I'm still a legend, still in the making. I'm still moving out in these streets. I'm still traveling. I'm still out in these clubs. I'm relevant. Thank God. You know what I mean? So, I think drugs and alcohol will slow me down big time. Big time. You know what I mean? I do my own bookings. I do my own traveling, my travels, my own PR, my own, you know what I mean? With the help of my best friend, he helps me with the technical side. Like, I try to just, I cold turkey in the pandemic, left that alone. Have you ever cold turkey left, stop doing what you're not supposed to be doing? Man, cold turkey, no smoking or drinking. Yeah, yeah. Ricky, you don't smoke, you don't drink. Hey, you focus. You focus. You focus. How too many opportunities and future opportunities to let that stuff slow you down. Absolutely. Absolutely. Like, you know, I remember in the pandemic when we was on shutdown, we couldn't go out. You remember? There was no clubs, there was no nothing, everything was shut down. Like I was smoking my brains out. And I felt glued to the freaking lazy chair. You know what I mean? When you get up and you feel that sticky, that's how glued I was to the lazy chair, man. Like, yeah, man. So, had to get rid of that. And I appreciate it because it made me hustle harder. It made me grind more. It made me see clearer. You know what I mean? With the world and people and places and so on. So, you know, I'm not gonna be sitting here and telling you to quit drugs and alcohol, but maybe you wanna stop, man. You know, slow that down. You can have a little drinky here occasionally in your crib. You know, I do. Why not? But you know, to go out to the club and go get drunk, like that's what I'm trying to say not to do. Like, don't go out to go get pissy drunk. I don't care how old you are. Thank God my son, he don't see that. He does not see alcohol. He don't like the smell of weed. And I'm very happy for that. But yeah. Damn boy. I just spent my whole situation just talking to you about you know what I mean? Hey, sometimes I had to let it out, right? Because I feel like this right here is my, you know, this is kind of like therapy for me too as well. So I appreciate anybody and everybody that's in the group chat listening and talking right back to me. Anytime you need someone to talk, Illville was popping, my guy. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Therapy, absolutely. Therapy. You know what was therapy to me? I want to thank Tyler Perry for another what was it, 9 episodes in the first season of Beauty and Black. Man, stop dissing that show. Stop dissing Beauty and Black. That show right there for me, I love it. I love the storyline. The actors, but I got used to them. You know what I mean? And I like Beauty and Black. It's on Netflix. If you have not watched Beauty and Black by Tyler Perry, go watch it. I love it. And I can't wait to see where it's going next. It's very interesting. The storyline is very good. It gets hood, obviously. It takes you to the streets. It takes you to, uh, 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 you know, the money aspect of it, family, betrayal, sex, drug addiction, everything in one pot. Beauty and Black on Netflix. Go watch it. Go watch all the episodes. Do me that favor. Please go watch it, man. All right, because I'm telling you right now, that thing is good. I like it. I like it. Steve Willpower. Yeah. Yo, yo, yo. That job right there, Steve, you're going to enjoy it, man. You're going to enjoy it, man. You're entering a new chapter in your life. Another 50 years to do all new things. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. I am entering a new chapter in my life. I'm turning 50 next month, and I'm looking forward to seeing what the world and what God has in store for me. And, honestly, in the beginning of the year, I kind of recognize what's going on, what's about to happen by the end of the year, all the way to the Rock the Bell cruise. Like, you know, I see all my bookings coming in. I see I'm going places that I haven't really DJ'd or performed yet. So I'm looking forward for this new venture years after 50. Cool Joe Goody Mob in the building. Shout to Cool Joe Goody Mob, one of the best group from the South, from Atlanta. Goody Mob, CeeLo Green, Cujo, you know what I mean? Gip, the whole family, man. Like, those guys, they thank you, Cujo. I appreciate that. Those guys are phenomenal, always, forever will be phenomenal. And Cujo himself, like, I talk to Gip once in a while, but Cujo is the one I stay in touch with all the time. You know what I mean? When he has a new record, I take care of him. I help him blaze it. He checks up on me once in a while. He's definitely always on the lives like you see him now. And me as a DJ, I could appreciate a legend like that, an artist like that, an individual soul like that, a father, a family man like that. And Cujo, if I always salute you, and I'm always gonna thank you. You know what I mean? So I appreciate you. Reg Boys in the building. You already know. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's going to be time. So as I'm waiting here in my mom's house, Why am I here in my mom's house waiting? This is why. Of course, I visit my mom all the time, but this is why. My son decides, yo, dad, I've been looking at electricians. It seems like those guys make a whole heap of money. I was like, yes, son. There's a lot of occupations that you could do and make a lot of money, but electricians, like everybody need their electricity on, whether it's in their house, their car, like, you know what I mean? An electrician, you could go fix somebody's refrigerator for $300 quick, fast. Trust me, electrician is one of them business. So, I'm very happy to know that he is understanding that music stuff is too easy. He could DJ, he could rap, too easy. But what else out there, Dad, I could do? So he said he got. So I knew an electrician here in down south, and he has his business. He has his own trucks. He's been doing it for years, maybe decades, and he let me know, hey, why don't you bring him down and let him intern, let him come follow me, let me show him the ropes, let me show him what to do, how he could do it. And I appreciate my man Caesar for doing that. And so I brought him down, and he's spending a good 4 hours over there learning how to be an electrician. So, I salute my son for that, man. That right there made me proud that he is learning other types of hustles besides music. Because I think Cujo, me, and others could tell you is we don't know about the music industry no more. We don't know about the industry no more. The music industry, hard to go platinum these days, or gold. Sell records, stream. All right. Shorty Doo-Wop, what's up, beautiful? What is it? Women International Day? Women's Month? What is it? Shorty Doo-Wop? Women's Appreciation Month? I know Shorty Doo-Wop is going to be on 103.5 The Beat, iHeart, in Miami tomorrow. So we want to salute Shorty Doo-Wop. Women's History Month. That's what it is. So salute to all the women out there, including you, DJ Shorty Doo-Wop. Knock them down over there at iHeart 103.5 The Beat in Miami. All right, guys, let me go pick up my son, go have some lunch with him. I'm going to take him to Hungry Bears. It's a sandwich place down here. I used to grow up with, and I've been craving it, and I'm about to take him there and show him my young age, my teenager age, when I used to go get this Hungry Bears sub sandwich, nice steak and cheese. Oh, I'm about to be a fat boy today. Yeah, I'm about to get it in. All right. Everybody that's in the chat, I appreciate you hanging out with me. Young King was popping. Who's that? Styles, I see you. Everybody in New York City in the check-in, I appreciate you. Brown Castle just walked in the building. Ricky, peace. Everybody, New Music at 10. We're going to get back on track Monday. So if you want to submit your music for New Music at 10, we're going to be on air 10 o'clock Monday. All right? Submit your music at djepps.com. djepps.com is the website if you want to submit your music. If you want to book me, djepps.com. My team is waiting for you. You know what it is, all right? And all month of April, the festivities, I'm turning 50. We going in. Check out my timeline. Click the link in my bio. Get the tickets and come hang out with your boy for my 50th birthday. I'm talking about KRS-One, Mims, Memphis Bleak, Vanessa Mitchell, K Solo. Like, we going to represent hip-hop in the month of April, so get ready. Everybody have a good day, have a good night, and I'm going to catch you tomorrow same time with the DJ Epps Let These Motherfuckers Know daily vlog right here for you and yours, all right? Have a good day. And I'll tell moms you said hi.
I will be with the body, baby.